All right, so you're on it. This is the Pop and Positivity podcast, and you're also on Kiss FM Chicago and all over the United States of America with the iHeartRadio apps. So first and foremost, thank you for taking the time. And before that, dude, congratulations! Like, Love Nwantiti is the biggest global song that I've ever played personally, and I've been doing radio for I won't tell you how long, but it's been a minute. And your song is just thriving right now. So congrats. How does it feel?
Thanks. It feels good, I guess.
It feels good, I guess, for everybody that listens to it, because I have had my kids home this week and I popped it on and mom started doing moves, me, that I've never seen myself do. Like, your song just makes me boogie. And so gearing up for this interview, I was super excited to tell you that, like, our whole house was jamming out to it, because you can't help but move your feet, scoot around when you listen to it.
Thanks.
So tell us, what was your creative process?
Ckay, I gotta know, man.
Go ahead, Brady.
Yeah, sorry, my connection is not the greatest right now. I was just gonna ask you, Ckay, like, you have taken the world by storm, but I love how you call yourself, though you're being named the world's boyfriend. Where did that come from? And what does it take to be such a powerful position of being the world's boyfriend? What qualities does it take to be the world's boyfriend?
I mean, I just make music from my heart and people connect with it. That connection is what makes me the world's boyfriend, because it's not just about names or giving names to things. It's about, like, what connection is there and how can you describe that connection? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where that came from. And it kind of just stuck, because I guess everyone agrees.
Yeah. So what is your artistic flow when it comes to creating this type of music?
Well, I mean, people ask me this all the time, and they probably expect me to say something fancy, but honestly speaking, it's just me vibing. Like, I made Love Nwantiti in my living room. I didn't even make it in a studio.
Wow.
I was literally just freestyling in my living room. So I make my own beats. So usually when I make a song, I just make the beat. Then if I'm feeling that beat, I just vibe on it. So I did a freestyle. And I was supposed to put words to the chorus the next day. But I woke up in the morning and, realized it was fire the way it was. So we left the song like that, with the chorus like that. And it was just a freestyle, literally. So that's kind of my process. I literally just vibe. I just go with the vibe. I don't force it. I don't try to kill creativity with processes. I just let the vibe flow.
Oh, we can tell, but it's so vibey. I love your music. As soon as I heard it, I just was like, I got to put it on my radio station. There's nothing else that sounds like Love Nwantiti. And, listeners have reacted to that. I got to know, though, growing up here in Chicago and in the US, like, we know our music scene. What was it like growing up, the music scene in Africa and Nigeria? Like, what's the music scene like? Are there a lot of big concerts that come through? Where do you see live music? How does that whole thing look over there?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna tell you how it was when I was growing up and how it is now. So, growing up, it was I would say the Afrobeats industry was very young at the time I was growing up. It wasn't as structured as it is right now, but there was, like, lots of talents, lots of crazy talent. But the global crossover wasn't really there. Like, our music was blowing up around Africa, but wasn't really crossing over as much as right now, because the industry was growing, the sound was growing. And in the town, in the city I grew up in, that I was born in, Kaduna, it's not even the popping city in Nigeria when it comes to music. Lagos is the popping city. So there was practically no industry. It was just a bunch of young people vibing. And I moved to Lagos later on to kind of take things to the next level. And I would say over the years, between then and right now, the scene in Lagos has changed a lot and it has grown. Like there's been lots of international breakthrough hits from Africa. And one of the Afrobeat songs that has crossed over the most is mine, that happened last year. And it kind of, the crossover was even beyond the usual countries, UK, US. It crossed over into Asian country. And Asian countries don't listen to Afrobeats, like we don't really see Afrobeat songs on Asian charts. So that's like a huge growth, from where I met the industry growing up. Like it's crazy to see that there's an Afrobeat song right now that's going crazy in the world. And even if it wasn't my song, I would be excited. You know what I mean? Because it's a huge one for the entire genre.
You're proud.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of like kind of, breaking barriers and all this kind of stuff, I saw that you actually kind of were inspired by some of this music in early church from your father. Is that right?
In a way, but not really. Like, so my dad, he was the choir master of the church. He was Anglican. So he practiced piano at the house, and I used to listen. But that wasn't even the music I used to vibe to as a kid. I used to vibe to more of, Backstreet Boys and sing boy band music. Then of course, like the Nigerian music at the time as well. So that was kind of my vibe. But there was something that still drew me to his kind of music. You know what I mean? And yeah, that kind of led me to learn the piano from him. And I think, yeah, that influence played a role in my sound.
All right, I got to ask for a friend here, Ckay. You just brought it up. Gun to your head, Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? You only have one. You have one to listen to for the rest of your life. You got to pick it. Who is it? Who you picking, Ckay? Asking for a friend.
That's a hard one. It'll probably be, man. NSYNC has Justin Timberlake though. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
Backstreet Boys. I would say as a kid, I listened to more. There were like more songs, more Backstreet Boys songs I considered hits as a kid than NSYNC. But NSYNC had like lots of great songs too. I was a huge fan. But yeah, if I were to choose, maybe Backstreet Boys.
I love that you listened to them growing up, because that was kind of, when I think back on my childhood and some of my early moments, Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. And I don't think I could choose either one, but I love that you chose Backstreet Boys.
Nice. Well, dude, I know you're a busy man. You got a lot of things going on, and everybody wants to talk to you because you really are like, a glimmering light and new artist in the world. So you're very humble. I will say this because I don't think you realize how big your music is here in the US, but people are loving and vibing on it. But before we let you go, can't wait to see you when you come to Chicago. And Whitney, I think, has one last question for you, Ckay.
What do you want your legacy to be?
Well, that's a very hard question to answer in one sentence, honestly, because it's a voluminous legacy. But to keep it short, I'll just say I want to be remembered for my innovations in the sound. Like I'm someone who I like to play around with sound. I express myself with sound. I'm not just a music churning machine. Like I just don't churn out music like it's cornflakes. Like you know what I mean? Like it's actually art to me. So I take my time and I express myself. So I want to be remembered for that and the new sounds I unlocked and the impact my music had.
Dude, you're crushing it, man. Thank you so much, Ckay, for the time. We'll see you when you come over and you do a tour, and we can't wait.
Yes, thank you.